So this is the first ever short course challenge held in EFRA for large scale. I think it's probably one of the biggest large scale short course events ever held anywhere, I think, actually. What are you pointing at? So back of the grid we can see now in the picture. But it's the front of the grid where it's all going to start happening. Ten seconds to go. And they're away. Roell gets a clean start, as is Posio at the start. So Posio and Roell immediately fighting. Posio trying to go around the outside on the first corner. And Roell, he turns him round, and then it slaps into the back of the third truck, which is Sartell. Now, you don't want to let Roell get away because he's been doing that rather well. So Roell, green into purple, and then you've got Posio in the multicoloured car, and then you have the white with the black nose of Sartell. Roell's got away. In the MMX behind him, it's the MCD, and behind him, it's the Losi of Sartell. Sitting in with the second car, and then it's the number 4 machine of Thomas Legel. But 1, 2 and 3 go round. And Posio now needs to set upon getting towards Roell, which he was singly unable to do during qualifying. But these two brightly coloured trucks sweep across the EFRA double for the second time. And Posio lands that one slightly better and then slightly gains. He goes a bit wide coming into the Samba S's section. And back again. They come down, and so now over the double, and Posio definitely now putting Roell under pressure. Roell had no pressure so far this weekend, but a bit of terminal understeer, and suddenly he dropped off. That was quite lucky. He got a ditch hooked it, and it kind of went where we want to go. So at the end of the second lap, it's Roell, Posio, Sartell, Legel, and then in 5th place it's Melanie Trotman from 8th. And up there, right there. Oh, so close at the top of the track. They touch. Oh, and that's left Roell out, and suddenly Posio gets through. And let's see that one again with the VRC Pro replay. It was so close at the top of the track there. And they come in. Roell actually loses it, gets a tank slapper on, and then he hit Posio, not the other way around. So Posio now is in the lead, and in second place it is the white and black truck of Sartell, with Roell in third and still not being dropped is the 4 of Legel. It's already short course trucks delivering the action we expected in this short course challenge. Half an hour race, we're only 2 minutes 11 in. So 1, 2 and 3 together. Sartell taking advantage of Roell's slight mistake, which meant he collided with Posio. Posio not pulling on Sartell. So it's France from Germany, I think. It's Posio. Looks to pull down. And they come now through the colour. In the action now is a little more about between Roell and Sartell. Sartell, black and white Losi truck, multicoloured WS for Roell, who took the pole quite easily, and now he's just dropping off. So suddenly, what he's not had to deal with the entire time he's been at this event is pressure, and Posio rolls it, and now Sartell takes the lead. And Roell now is going to look to get up the inside of Posio. As these three are nailed together after 3 minutes and 20 seconds of race. In fact, Sartell now moves out wide and Posio gets in front. He gets a huge tank slapper and they bash doors. It's like British Touring Car Championship in 3 dimensions. Posio has a real problem in that corner, the HPI hairpin. He always drives wide. Now Roell's dropping off this, which is a real surprise. But Sartell, showing all his experience, suddenly has a small gap over Posio in this debut for the Losi truck in the European competition. And Posio goes very, very wide indeed. And suddenly Sartell looks the more confident, looks more like he might be able to make a break, but just Posio now has to reclaim himself. Now the surprise is that Roell's dropping off these two. Now my guess is he just needs to recompose himself. I don't think they're going any faster on the lap times than they were in the semis, as Posio now gets right close and he needs to be careful. He's slow around this HPI hairpin. And again, nice move from Sartell. Sartell then goes a bit wide though, coming into the timing scoring loop, but gets a nice run onto the main straight, and they go across there, and I would think almost identical times. Indeed, Posiat was actually 0.15 of a second slower on that lap, so a slight gain as we move not even the first 5 minutes down. And Posiat and Sartell already are trying to gap Rodeval. Now Rodeval is beginning to move back towards them, and certainly he's left Legel in fourth. Now, it's very noticeable that the front end of Posiat's car is very prone to not being on the ground, which is helping him to skip over the bumps, but does mean he's prone to power on understeer. So he puts the power on, the car just skids wide. Sartell. Another lap down. I think Sartell was slightly quicker again. Not a good lap for either of them, actually. And it was, in fact, Rodeval who gained 3 seconds on Posiat in that last one. And we're coming up to lap Visser already. It's Rhinus Visser in the Ultron as Posiat gets a bit of a bad run now. Visser's got out of the way quite well. Now Posiat hasn't. Oh, that's great driving by Visser. Heads up, he's fallen down a hole in fairness. And Posiat has a huge kick there, but he kept the car 4 wheels down. Now Rodeval is beginning to eat into that distance between Posiat and himself. And let's switch to Posiat as our focus because he's got Rodeval coming. And my feeling is what we saw in the 20-minute semi-final was that the massive speed that Posiat had in the first 10 minutes soon evaporated. So we kind of postulated that either something was getting hot or more likely it was tyre wear. But you can see Rodeval now getting much, much closer to Posiat with 6 minutes down, 24 to go. Large-scale off-road European Championships brought to you by RC Racing TV in association with HPI Racing, Sambor Exhausts and Graphil Body. And Posiat's over, and Rodeval takes the second place. So now, first mistake of any of the top 3 of any great amount. So Rodeval now has a gap to make up on Sartell. So he's our man as we now move into the 7th minute. Rodeval quite easily got pole. Sartell improving with every run. Don't forget, everyone else on this track. Oh, Sartell has fallen off the track. He's gone right off the top, and he doesn't know it yet, but Rodeval's taken the lead. Sartell is being rescued. He's gone right off, and he's put back in 3rd. But they've handed it to Rodeval, and he does seem the fastest now he's rolling. So they've made it easy for him. He didn't have to overtake either of them. They both made mistakes, let Rodeval through. But it's Posiat in 2nd. We are with him and Sartell, a black and white truck. 7 minutes gone. It took 7 minutes for Rodeval to get back to the front. And you kind of think that he did have the speed to do a bit more. The 9 truck in front of Posiat, and that is the car of Andrew Spence, is quickly dispatched. The referees being a little more demanding of the other drivers in this final than they have been in some of the other races. It's kind of get out or you're in major trouble. Posiat now, though, has obviously not read the script because he's effectively going to maximum attack mode and is trying to bridge the gap back to Trotman. In fact, the car suddenly started looking really quick again. So Posiat has probably decided, well, I've tried being careful, it didn't work. Nah, flip it, I'm just going for it. And this obviously is the Just for Fun Championship. He's got the serious thing coming up in about an hour and a half's time as we've lost one of the trucks. It's the 6th truck, I believe, of Gregory Jury, I think that has been retired. Might not, but yeah, it's Jury's been retired. But as Posiat on that last lap only gained 0.2 of a second, Rodeval's looked very, very good all the way through this event. This is the part where Posiat looks really, really fast. This combination of right-handers, and he just ditched that one brilliantly around the first part of the Samba S's, and suddenly he's so much closer at this part of the track, but in his second half track there, he lost a bit of time there. It seems that this next part of the circuit, where Rodeval can gain, especially when Posiat isn't pointing in the right direction. And Posiat absolutely hanging it all out, but he needs to, because he's got to make up the gap, and Rodeval, in comparison, is not needing to do that. So they go across the line. Rodeval did a 40.8, and Posiat lost a second, but he lost all of that in the second half of the track. A couple of trucks down, Visser's gone as well. Let's move forward to our leader, Frank, for a bit. Let's see what he's doing right and what Posiat's doing wrong. It's a very, very different looking truck from the Posiat machine. You haven't got that energy in the car. You haven't got that nervousness, but aggression. The car is just doing the laps as he goes past the 5 of Stephen Jones. If you look at the attitude of the car on the track, The Rodeval car is completely contained. It's like an ice cool effect where you have almost like the Teutonic. Let's get into stereotypes. The Teutonic German reserve, the efficiency, whereas Posiet is all French flair. But I think on this track, French flair is not being rewarded because it's just so difficult. And Rodeval again pulled out a bit of a distance on that last lap. It was just about 8/10. So Rodeval himself. They're not really dropping Sartell either. They're all kind of circulating, but as we now move into just about 1/3 distance, Rodeval's building up a very nice lead for himself. So much so he's coming up to lap the 6th place man. That time round, again, another 1.5 seconds gained by him and another mistake. So if you drop back to Posiet, he's about, I think, to lose 2nd place to Sartell. So Sartell in the black and white truck, looking now to take the 2nd place from Posiet, who faded badly after 10 minutes in the semi-final. Sartell, here to learn, and here he hoped to build a new racing team. We're having a bit of attrition now. Another one of the trucks drops out. So we've lost Visser and Durin. I think we've just lost Stephen Jones as well. So 3 gone after 11 minutes. Posiet goes very, very wide, and Sartell's going to get a chance to get the inside of him. They go side by side around the top corner, and Sartell kind of backed out of it. As soon as he backed out of it, he got a vicious oversteer whip in the rear of the car. So MCD v Losi, multicolour versus black and white, but it's France v France, 2 Frenchmen going for it, and Sartell gets his nose rudely smacked across by the rear end of the MCD there. Through the double, and now through the no-name double, trying to avoid the cliff face, and that inner ling, neither of them ditch hooking too much. And Sartell right behind Posiet, but the issue really is that Rodeval really has completely got away. Rodeval's lead is now 10 seconds. So after those first 7 minutes where things weren't looking perfect for him, now he's away. Now can Posiet, who settled down a little bit, begin to edge out Sartell? Sartell obviously has a huge amount of experience in long races, being in a 1/8 racer. He's done no end of long races. But the question really is whether he can get back to Posiet. I'm not sure either of them can do anything about Rodeval. I think the only person now who can defeat Rodeval is Rodeval. But 2nd place is definitely up for grabs. But the top 3 are so far ahead of 4th place. 4th place, which is Alexandre de Panther now, and is 30 seconds behind. The top 3 have pulled 30 seconds from 4th place. As we watch Posiet again go very, very wide, Sartell behind him, both coming down the EFRA double. They've got the black car to avoid number 8. Sartell a little bit closer, I think, during that, and a lot closer now because the 9 is asked to move out of the way after slightly holding up. That's Andrew Spence slightly holding up Posiet. And then they're right nose to tail, truck to truck. More traffic, Rodeval having no problem getting through the traffic either. Still that 10 lengths ahead, and they go to the no-name corner. Now, can Sartell get up the inside? Now on the switchback, can he get up the inside? And they just follow through. There is not really enough room for 2 trucks to get around a lot of these corners. And as such, Posiet now drives away from Sartell on this bit he's really good at, this open sweeping area. But he's got 2 cars in the way, and this could be a recipe for disaster. They're going to thread the eye of the needle through the back markers. They've got 1, and then Posiet makes a mistake, and he just sticks there, and he's completely distracted by the back markers, and Sartell gets through. So Sartell takes advantage there of Posiet really just not knowing where to go because of the amount of back markers. And behind him, Posiet has fallen into a hole. So Sartell now not only is he ahead of Posiet, he's several seconds ahead. He now needs to find a way of lapping car 4 of Thomas Legel, who is in 5th place. So 2nd is about to lap 5th and does it very easily because Dallas is telling him to get out of the way. Posiet comes round in 3rd. But Rodeval is a long, long way ahead, and there are only 7 trucks running. And we're back with Valentin Posiet trying to chase up from 3rd. I think let's take our leader again, Frank. He's just going over the HBI hairpin now. So let's see what Rodeval's doing. Again, he's looking very controlled. He's not looking like he's in any trouble. He's just made a little minor mistake. The energy going into that truck is so much less, but the result is so much quicker. It may just be that the MCD is a difficult car to drive in these conditions, and Posiat's having to hang on to the thing whilst... Oh, second and third's changed. Back to Posiat in second at the bottom of the Samba S's because there was a mistake by Sartell, and Posiat is back into second. So Sartell has to do it all over again, and we're just coming up to halfway. All this, and actually Roell made a mistake as well, but it doesn't matter because they've all made a mistake this lap, apart from Posiat, who actually slams the front of the cliff face and doesn't move anywhere. So we're back to the situation where the two Frenchmen are nose to tail. Sartell making a mistake at the top of the track. And Posiat now managing to pull a little bit of a gap over Sartell, who's been a lot more circumspect around the top of the circuit than he was last time. And again, still goes wide. Well, he's having a bit of power on understeer. And Sartell dropping way back. Well, then Posiat makes a mistake. Well, that's one way of getting around it. That's kind of a dance more than anything else. So they're back together again, which is how we like it, obviously. We don't like getting apart from each other. Such good friends. Posiat going wide. Sartell and Roell's made Roell's made a mistake. But again, not enough as another mistake's made. But interestingly, it seems now that I don't think that Sartell appears to have the speed to stay with Posiat. Posiat is able to pull away. And Sartell, as we're now 16 minutes on these tyres, I think is really beginning to struggle. Or perhaps he's having a bit of a break, or he had a slight mental blackout for a second. But certainly the last couple of laps, you've seen that Posiat's managed to get away from him. Sartell trying to go tight. Seen that there is a power on understeer issue. And he's going to get through here, I think. Yeah, he just... Oh, that's lovely little tip. Swapped his tail around there to say, no way, Valentin, you're not coming past me. So Sartell and Posiat, they're providing... They're actually still only about 8 seconds behind Roell, because despite their mistakes, he's made a couple as well, both in front of us over the last couple of laps. But now you see, look, Posiat nibbling the back end of the Losi of Sartell. And he actually leapt him in the air to overtake, so the Posiat gets past again in the air. And this is the point, that section there, Sartell's not got any confidence in his car. And Posiat moves forward, and it's interesting that Roell's not gaining on them anymore. So I don't know whether Roell's turning it down, as Sartell's got some problems. His car is now beginning to give him an issue. It's not a major issue, basically I think he's a lap ahead of everyone else. Yeah, the man behind them is almost a lap behind. In fact, this is, if we look at Valentin, he's just about to overtake the man who is in fourth. So second is about to overtake fourth. Get a tank slapper. And again, if you look at it, you can see wide enough. It's very, very noticeable that Jerome Sartell in the white and black truck really not pushing around that whole top section. I think he's got terminal understeer, which probably means he's running out of front grip, tyre grip. And again, there it just falls off the side of the track. Because I think he's running out of front end, and we've lost another truck. This time it's the number 4 of Thomas Legel. So I'm afraid I think that I would guess that it's tyre woes that are stopping any sort of challenge from the Losi of Sartell. Oh, and Roell's fallen in there. So we're opposed yet because Roell has fallen in a hole, and Roell is going to emerge himself now just in front of Posiat. So Roell fell off, and now first and second are back together again. Well, I'm really surprised. I thought Roell would just be gone at this point, but no. So now Posiat can see his prey, which is the German, whether he can catch it up, because the car is... I think all the cars are probably half an hour, and we're now at 20 minutes, or 18 and a half minutes. I think half an hour is too long for the tyres on these things at the moment. Oh, Posiat, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, he's back again. It's like a kind of a dancing monkey really, as it pops up the whole time. So, Roell did a bad lap. His lap was a 49. On 40 Posiat, he did a 43 when he should have done a 40. But anyway, we are now back to one mistake distance. As Posiat goes very wide. Sartell back about 4 seconds. It's about 3 seconds from first to second and 4 seconds from second to third. We're currently looking at Posiat, and we can also see our leader Roell as they go through the Samba S's. Two brightly coloured cars, which makes it easy with this dust flowing across the circuit for us to pick them out at the distance and for you to pick them out on the screen. Posiat's getting some horrendous bumps there, and on a clean lap as Posiak goes over and faces the wrong way, and now Sartell's back in second again. So the car 3 is back in second of Sartell. This is good news for Roell. As Sartell goes round, lap times have dropped. Sort of a good lap now is a 42, so I think they've lost 2 seconds. Posiak, another accident. Let's stick with Sartell. Posiak drops back off again by accident, so by accident, not by accident. So just 10 minutes to go. We are 2/3 down. We've got Roell just crossing the line. We've got another problem there for Sartell, which is probably going to go back into play with Posiak. The first 3 are a lap ahead of 4th, and we have 7 trucks running at the moment. The first 3 are quite close, in fairness. And Posiak now is beginning to bear back down on Sartell. Roelfeld's got that nice cushion of 7 or 8 seconds again, which he seems to be able to obtain if he doesn't actually have a crash. So they go and Posiak upside down one more time, but Sartell is the issue. Roell goes round in a nice lap there, 40.9. I don't think Sartell's got a 40.9 in him at the moment, and indeed he crosses the line in a 42.2, and this is the issue really, is that Sartell can turn the 42s, but that's about it. But he is concentrating on... Oh, he's gone off the back again. That's the second time he's gone off the back of the track. Just seems to get a tremendous steering issue and just drift off the back of the track. No, well. He's back again now. We're with Posiak, who's now back into second. So when everyone falls off the back of the track, the net result is that Sven Roell gets further in the lead. And he'll cross the line probably about 12 to 15 seconds ahead. He was 8 seconds ahead. His lead now as he crosses the 42.5 with 8 minutes to go. Still waiting for for Posiak to go over, and he does, and the lead now is 13 seconds. So let's go and look at our leader for a bit. Going through the S's now. Just say behind them it's Panther in 4th, Melanie Trotman in 5th, Andrew Spence in 6th, and Thomas Leigel in 7th. Not really without the world's greatest level of miracles going to be actually troubling any part of the podium. Top 3 are a lap ahead. As long as they keep going, they are the podium. So Roell puts another lap on the car. I think that's the car of Melanie Trotman. So put another lap on Trotman. Yeah, it's got the eyes. So he's got another lap on Trotman. It's got some lovely... So he had a bit of a wobbly patch halfway through. And 2 crashes in 2 laps. But now he's kind of got it back together again. He's got more back marker fun with the 9, who was very good and got out of the way of Andrew Spence. Oh, that doesn't help, but that's not going to cost him much time. He's just going to have to overtake Andrew Spence again. Which he does. Comes underneath us. As time begins to tick down. 7 minutes to go, 23 minutes gone. They're probably running on nothing but bald tyres. That's Roell, who TQ'd this with quite a lot of ease. So it was a surprise to see him not in the lead in the first 6 or 7 minutes, but he got through as Posiak has a roll off camera, don't worry about it. The gap is still 15 seconds. Sartell is a further 7 seconds back from Posiak. This Roell goes very wide there. He's trying to say hello to our camera, I think. And hops nicely. So we're down to the last 6 minutes. It's all in Roelfeld's hands. He should be the man who can win the first ever short course challenge. As another car stops on track, and that's the Leigel car. Thomas Leigel, that's gone. So we're down to 6 runners. In a track that is incredibly attritional, so you can't guarantee anyone's going to finish. The gap to Posiak and Sartell stays pretty consistent. Let's go back for another quick look at Posiat, Frank. He's just over the no-name double. We come to 5.5 minutes to go. He's going to do something spectacular at some point. It's a car visibly moving around on every sort of corner more than Roel's machine. Last time round, 43.8, played 42.8, so actually he's a second faster, but the only problem is he's 15 seconds behind. So he's going to need Roel to make a mistake at some point, rather than himself make a mistake. And Sartell's had a problem. We've lost Sartell somewhere, and Sartell's in the pits. So from third place, Sartell's gone missing. Can you see that in the pits, Frank? The Sartell car being held up. Jerome Sartell. I was just looking for gaps, and there wasn't one. I got the M for missing, and there is Sartell's car, and we lose another one. So that means that Alexander Panther is probably going to pick up a place in the podium. He's got a while to get going before he gets there. But this can happen to anyone. Sartell drops out of third. And the lead remains with Roel. So that's interesting. And we're back with Posiat, who's in second. I suppose really we should look at our third place trucks. We've not seen him so far until he got to third place. Let's go and look at the red, white and blue. It's white, blue and red truck coming towards us now, about to go on the double. That is our new third place man, Alexander Panto. He's been completely not seen by us because he's just going backwards and lap behind. But, you know, Frank's fond of saying to finish first you must finish. But to finish third first you must finish. And he is finishing when many more fancy trucks will not. Well, I say he is finishing. He's got 3 minutes and 37 seconds to go, so who knows. Hopefully he's finishing, is what we'd say. A thumbs up there from Zach, so we're all okay on that one. So, that's an impressive piece of driving. We weren't showing him, but Valentin managed to make the biggest mistake I've seen. Have no any. Oh no, Sartell's back out again. Now I'm not sure how close he is to the 7. Not close enough, unfortunately. But Sartell is back out to finish the race in the 3. Just under 3 minutes to go. I don't know what's wrong with it, but he came with a pit stop. He'll probably still finish in the top 5 because he's 7 finishing. So our leader is going over the EFRA double now. That's Roel. He's got a lead over Posiat now of 23 seconds. So he's winning by half a lap. And it's not a surprise, if I'm honest. He's looked good the whole time. Not many more times he has to jump over that. Just 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go before he claims the short course challenge. Probably bits a big trophy and a warm feeling. He comes up to lap 4th place for the second time. Actually, sorry, he's lapping 3rd place for the second time. So there's been quite a spread on this one. So that's 1st and 3rd in your frame there. With 1 minute and 33 to go. Let's have one final look at the flamboyant Valentin Posiat, who's in the Sambaresses at the moment. Looks like Sartell's going to get 5th, which is probably a just reward. As the 9 buggy fails to make it to the end, which is Andrew Spence. And so we are actually down to 5 buggies running. May Trotman looking at 4th. Posiat comes around, 1 minute and 6 to go. Always flamboyant down that part of the track as he's now looking to put another lap on Sartell, who I think has got a broken front wheel again. Yeah, Sartell's suffering with a front suspension problem. But he's long since out, but he will get 5th place because only 5 cars running. So as Posiak finishes this race, this lap, and starts his last lap, let's go to the Samba S's where we will see Sven Rodewald.